So in continuation to the previous lectures, today we are going to discuss about Minkowski space. As you know, in previous lecture we discussed what is Minkowski space, as it consists of 4 vectors, 3 space coordinate and 1 time coordinate. So Minkowski space is basically integration of space and time coordinate. They are considered together in a space. So in today's lecture we are going to discuss about simultaneity of event and space contraction and time dilation. All these things we have already discussed in special theory of relativity, but in this lecture we are going to discuss how these things are interpreted in Minkowski space. So how simultaneity of event is interpreted in Minkowski space, and then we will discuss about how space contraction or length contraction is discussed in Minkowski space, and next how time dilation is represented in Minkowski space. So first let's discuss about the simultaneity of events. So here we have considered 2 axes. Suppose this is a frame of reference x1 x4 frame of reference, and there is another frame of reference x1 prime x4 prime frame of reference. So in Minkowski space we are representing the frame of reference S. Suppose x1 x4 is our S frame of reference and this frame is our S prime frame of reference. As I told you earlier that in Minkowski space frame of reference which is moving with velocity v is represented as it is rotated by some angle. So here this is the S prime frame of reference. So as you know, what is simultaneity? When 2 events are occurring at the same time, that is called the simultaneity of 2 events. So suppose we have 2 events, one is P1 and one is P2, which is occurring at the same time in the S frame of reference. So if I draw a line corresponding to time coordinate, this red line you can see, it cuts the x4 axis on the same time coordinate ICT. x4 represents basically ICT. So that means time is similar for both these events in the S frame of reference. So that means these events are occurring simultaneously in the S frame of reference. But now if we look at the occurrence of these events in the S prime frame of reference, then what we need to do, as we did in the S frame of reference, what we did, we draw perpendicular over the axis. Similarly, if we want to know its position, we will have to draw perpendicular over these axes. So similarly, for time coordinate of these 2 events, what we need to do, we need to draw perpendicular over the time axis, which is x4 prime axis. So I have drawn 2 perpendicular, one here and one here. So this is representing that these events P1 and P2, which were occurring at the same time in the S frame of reference, they are having different time. Let's say it is time T1 and T2. Suppose T1 for the event P1 and T2 for the event P2. So you can see that the events P1 and P2, which were simultaneous in the S frame of reference, are not simultaneous in the S prime frame of reference. Why it is so? Because their time coordinate are different. And since these events are also occurring at 2 different positions in S frame of reference, if these events were occurring at the same position and same time, then we could say that these events were simultaneous in this frame of reference as well. So now let's consider 2 events Q1 and Q2. This event is Q1 and this event is Q2. Both are occurring at the same time but in S prime frame of reference. That means if I draw perpendicular from these events, that should give you the value of time, and as you see, the time interval of these 2 events is similar. So that means these 2 events are occurring at the same time in S prime frame of reference. But if I want to know about its time in the frame of reference, which is S frame of reference, then I need to draw perpendicular from the events. So this is the position coordinate of this event, and this is the time coordinate of this event. So we can see that these events are occurring at two different times. So the event which is occurring simultaneously in one frame of reference may not be simultaneous in the other frame of reference. Okay, so now we will discuss about the space contraction, or you can say length contraction. So again we are considering two frame of reference. One is S frame of reference. Suppose this is S frame of reference and this is S prime frame of reference. S prime frame of reference is again moving with velocity v, and its presentation in Minkowski space is represented as rotated through some angle tan theta is equal to iota v by c. So these are the two frame of references, and let us consider a rod, and suppose this rod is having length L naught. We are denoting it as its proper length. Okay, so suppose we have a rod P1 P2 and its length in S frame of reference is this, and it is L naught. So that is called the proper length of this rod. What is proper length? Basically, which is measured at the same time. And you can see in this frame of reference, as this frame is not moving, so in this case the length is measured simultaneously, and L naught is called its proper length here. So now if we are to see this rod and we have to take its length in the S prime frame of reference. So in the S prime frame of reference, since the rod is not stationary in this frame of reference, so that means the length of the rod will not be proper length in the S prime frame of reference. So what we need to do, what I have done here, suppose I have taken, I need to draw its length in this frame of reference, what I need to do, from its two ends I will have to draw perpendiculars. So these are the perpendiculars that are drawn over the space axis, because we have to measure its length. So this interval, suppose this, it is giving its length. So this is the length of this rod in the S prime frame of reference. So you can see this is parallel to this line. I have drawn this again, this rod here, and you can see it is forming a right angle triangle, and you can see this is the perpendicular. So this is the 90-degree angle. So that means this is the base, this is the perpendicular, and this is the hypotenuse. So P1 P2 is the hypotenuse, which is the actual length of the rod or the proper length of the rod, and this is the length of the rod in the frame of reference, S prime frame of reference. So you can see as base of any right angle triangle is smaller than the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, that means P1 P2 is greater than the length of the rod in the S prime frame of reference, which is P2 P3, which is base here. So that means this rod is contracted when we see it in the S prime frame of reference. So that means if we have to see its coordinate, what we need to do, we need to draw perpendicular over the axis. So in the next we will discuss about time dilation, how time dilation is represented. So again, here are two frame of references. This is our S frame of reference and this is our S prime frame of reference. So here what we are doing, we need to discuss about the time dilation, that the stationary frame, in the stationary frame of reference, time is the fastest time which is measured for an event, and if the frame of reference is moving, then the time measured will be slower, or you can say is larger as compared to that measured in the stationary frame of reference. So here what we will do, we are considering ticking of a clock. Suppose a clock, we are considering an event that a clock is ticking after some regular time interval, suppose after 1 minute. So suppose in the time axis we are taking time interval in time of minutes. So suppose this clock ticks after 1 minute. So its position is going to remain same, but its time is going to change after 1 minute. So if I have to represent this clock's position in the S frame of reference, its position is same, that means x coordinate is going to remain same, but its time, suppose it is ticking at time t is equal to 1 minute, and then after 1 more minute, that means after second minute, this clock is again going to tick. So its x coordinate is going to remain same, but its y coordinate, that is time coordinate, is going to change to 2. So this will be the time measured between clicking of the this clock after 1 minute. So this will give you the time measured between clicking of this clock. So now if we have to measure this event in the S prime frame of reference, so what will happen in the S prime frame of reference? Since the clock is placed at the same position, but its time is different here. So that means since the time is changing, so in S prime frame of reference, as we know, time coordinate is related to position as well as time coordinate of the S frame of reference. So that means in the S prime frame of reference, its position as well as its time both will be different. So for this second clock, its position and time both are going to be different for the same clock. So its position in this frame of reference is represented as this. We have drawn perpendicular. So suppose the clock was kept at this position. After 1 minute, its position is going to change in this frame of reference. So suppose I am representing its position here. After 1 minute, the clock is placed here, and so its position is changed. So this is now representing its position. I mean this is the coordinate of this clock which is kept at. So in S prime frame, the clock is will appear as it is placed at some different place, and its position coordinate will be given by this. And the when the clock ticks at 1 second, 1 minute, then its position will be given by this coordinate. So again, if we have to measure its time coordinate, so what we need to do, we have to draw perpendicular from here. So you can see this time is dilated from this. If we measure its length in the S prime frame, which is this. So this is the time of the clock which ticked after 1 minute and then after 2 minutes. So this is the interval between the 1 minute gap. So in this frame of reference, in S prime frame of in S frame of reference, the time interval was this. So you can I think it is quite visible that the length of this time interval, the span of this time interval, is small in this frame of reference, which is S frame of reference, and it is larger in this S prime frame of reference. And if you want to check it, what you can do, you can draw the same diagram in PowerPoint somewhere, or you can draw on paper. Then you can take this length, measure this length by scale, and then draw a line perpendicular here, equivalent to the length of this rod. Then you will get to know that this length will be smaller as compared to this one, which is the time span in the S prime frame of reference. So that means the time has dilated in this frame of reference which was moving with velocity v. So that means in Minkowski space, the time dilation, this is telling you that how time dilation is going to be represented in the Minkowski space. Okay, thank you very much.